Hey, welcome back folks to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're back working on the Moto 212. This bike has a Tilson 212 electric start engine in it. Go Power Sports was graciously enough to send me their install kit for the battery box, and I'm already doing some other work to the bike as well, so I figured this would be a perfect time to try and show you how I'm going to install the kit and get it wired up so you can take advantage of the electric start, so you can just hit the key and ride. So y'all sit back. I'm going to show you what the kit contains and show you a little wiring and show you kind of how the battery box mounts up to the Moto 212. So y'all stay tuned. Here's the Moto 212 kit. I do believe this is the kit that they sent me to go in if you still have the swing arm on the bike. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to install it and try and give you a little info on I think a different bracket that they're going to be sending out, or they're going to possibly make it. You need to check in on that, where this will fit if you have already removed the swing arm or already moved the factory frame to install your swing arm, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to show you how this is kind of going to go together. Let me show you what you get in the kit. You get obviously you get the nice snazzy battery box. It's got little tabs here that will come with your battery hold down strap. This goes over the top, keeps your battery from bouncing around, secures that into place. You also get some snazzy stickers as always. You get a little rubber grommet that covers over your positive wire. You get some a few nuts and bolts and some washers in this little bag. This bag here is a ground lead for extension, which I'm going to show you the way I did it. I didn't have to use this one, but this is what you'll get. And then also you get the battery. Battery is, let me see if I can open it up here for you. I just popped this lid off to take a look at it. Oh, it's not working. Come on, baby. There we go. Let's get this out so you can take a look at it. You get your battery. Already has some nuts and bolts on it. You get some paperwork that tells you how to charge it, maintain it, and some more instructions. All that right in there. Oh, here's a little protective cap thing that comes on it. But anyway, you get a battery. It's already, this one I did check it already. I just stuck a voltmeter on it. It's already charged. So you don't have to put acid in or anything. Pull it out of the box, that's what you get. So, alright, so that's what you get in the kit. So I'm going to come down here and we're going to start with the wiring first, since I already have the front fender and everything off the bike. So let me kind of get some lighting on the subject and see if I can show you what I did on this particular project to wire up the battery. Alright, now we're down here at the wiring. I'm going to try my best to keep my fingers out of the way because this camera likes to autofocus and get stupid. So basically I'm trying to walk this through real slow for you. Here's the plug right here that's going to be plugged into your voltage regulator. You're not going to need the voltage regulator. I'm going to remove that off camera. But what you're going to do is you're going to come down to this plug. Now this is your factory wiring harness. As you can see, that runs into the frame. So you need to, what I did is I just looked on here, and you'll find where the red plug goes in, right here in this top right corner. I made an extension plug that's going to plug into this, just like so. I put an eyelet on one end, which is going to go to right where your positive wire is on your starter. This is going to go behind there. And the other end, I just put a spade connector in, so I can come up to this plug, which is going to be this top corner. This is going to plug right in there. This is going to power your factory wiring harness. So this will go to your positive lead, which we'll put on just a second. The other positive lead is going to run, this big red wire is going to run back to your battery, which is going to go to the back, which I'm going to route it and keep it tucked up out of the way. The rest of your factory wiring harness will come over here. You'll have a black wire with a white tracer is going to be your ground, and I run it right down here to the bottom of the bolt that holds your fan shroud on into the block. So that's going to be the black with the white tracer. And then your other factory wire that's in your harness will come up as a kill wire, which will be right up here with the green plug on it. This plugs into your factory kill wire that runs to your coil. So you have one of the black wires. And the other black wire with your factory harness, which would be this one right here that's in your factory harness on the bike. I plugged in to the black wire with the little green spade on it that comes right out of the bottom of your battery box. I'm sorry, this is a conglomeration of wires, so I'm trying to explain everything kind of slowly. So at the bottom of your box that's off the motor, you'll find your black wire with the little green eyelet on it, or green spade, and that's going to plug right into your factory wiring harness. You don't have to use both of the black wires, but if you use both of them to run to your keel to your engine, you can also use your keel and your key, which is over here to the side, which is outer side of the camera. That'll turn that off with your key. And then you can also use, if you plug in this top one and use your other black wire, you can actually kill it with the key switch on your handlebar. So you can actually use ignition here to kill it and crank it, or you can kill it at your handlebar switch. And I'll go back later and get all this tied up. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take this jumper wire that I made, we'll make sure it's connected into the red plug on the back, and that's going to go underneath this 10mm nut where the main hot wire is. So that's going to connect right there like so. That way you'll be able to use your headlight on the bike. So I'm just going to wire this up. We'll go back later and get all this stuff cleaned up. So hopefully that makes sense of all that. Some of these are brown wires, and you have an extra black one out of your factory box. We're not using the two brown ones that are in your factory bike wiring harness kit. We're not going to use. So I'm going to get all these taped up, zip tied, and get all cleaned up at a later date. We're just going to show how we can wire everything up to utilize the light and the electric start part. And this main hot wire, like I said, I'm going to run it. I'm going to tuck it later and get it hidden out of the way where it doesn't get caught or snagged on anything. So let's get to the back of the bike and hook up the battery. Okay, now we're back here at the back of the bike. Now I have everything off the back of the bike. You really don't need to take the rear tire and everything off. I'm doing a tire change and painting a few things. Obviously, you can see I took the nice swing arm brackets off and I'm painting. So I figured now would probably be a good time to try and install this where I didn't have all the stuff in the way. So now, like I said, here's the battery box that they sent me. And basically what it does, it goes right into place. You'll pull your rear fender up a little bit if you still have your fender on. This sits in place just like so. You might have to do a little trimming either on the bracket or your lower tab. I would probably trim the battery one. Mine is really, really close and I don't need to trim anything. And then you'll have one collar that will come over here and sit this side. Now this side over here, if you did like I did and you already cut the lower part of the frame off, this particular kit was designed to go right here where your frame was before I cut it. See if I can turn that camera right there. So if you haven't cut your lower frame off yet to install your swing arm kit, if you leave about 2 inches right here, you're able to use this bracket just as they intended for it to be. Your lower swing arm or your lower frame would come out and you were able to clamp the bracket they provide you right on that piece. But as you can see, I've already cut and everything. So you got options of what you could do. I do believe they're coming out with another bracket. You might want to check into that if you already cut your swing arm like I did and you want to utilize, you know, the right bracket. My opinion is these brackets are so beefy and the way they clamped everything, I think what I'm going to do in this particular case is just use the one bracket, give it a good rip, come back later, check it, and see how it does. And if I do need to take this bracket, I figured what I could do, since I already have it, is I could probably just take these two tabs right here with some big crescent wrenches and bend them inward, get this right below my swing arm tab, and bolt it in like it's supposed to be. I could just basically bend these two tabs, which I'm kind of anxious to get the bike back together and ride it, but I think with just the one clamp would probably be good enough. I'm going to try it. I'll let you know if I got to come back later and do it. But it sits in there really good. It's tucked behind the frame. And these, like I said, these clamps are so beefy, I really don't think there's going to be an issue. But if you do have this particular kit and you cut it off, like I said, I think what you could do is basically just bend these two tabs. That will get your bracket just like so. Then you take your other collar, sneak it in from the back, and clamp it up. That way you could utilize both collars. So I'm going to go with just one for now, get it clamped down. get the battery in it, and I'll show you how we get everything wired up. All right, got the battery all checked out. This thing is pretty cool. I'm not sure if this is the type of battery you'll get or not, but it's actually got a little push indicator thing that tells you battery voltage and if it's full and all kind of good stuff. I've never seen a battery like that, so quite cool. It's let me see, well, camera don't want to zoom, but it's a 5L-BS Chrome Pro. All right, but anyway, let's see if we can do this one-handed without getting the camera in the way, or my hand in the way. What I found to be pretty easy, I think it's going to work, we're going to try it, is to take the seat off. All you got to do is take the two bolts right here at the back, and it looks like I should be able to take this battery, and let's see, do I want to stick it this way? Yeah. Use my other hand here. Let's see, get right in there. Boom. Looks like a Blair Witch project. All right, cool. Drop right into place. And I went ahead and only used the one clamp back here at the back, because after I got it good and tight, I yanked on the battery box really good. Like I said, I'm gonna take the bike, rip it a couple good times, come back and double check it, see what it looks like. But my opinion, I think this would probably be fine. Now, if you're really thrashing on the bike, it'd probably be a good idea to get the correct clamp. Like I said, I think they're coming out with a different clamp that's already like pre-bent if you already cut your frame for your swing arm kit. So you might want to check into that, give them a holler down there. So now we're going to hook it up. And what I did is I took, this is the factory lead that comes with your electric start Tilly motor. It was long enough, and I was going to try and trim things up a little bit. So I took the black one, the factory one off the engine, and I just shortened it. And what you want to do is make sure you get a good ground. So I come down here to the very bottom fan bolt right up underneath here. I loosen the two bottom bolts on the fan housing, and I got this right against the block, so you get a good solid ground. Because you might try and ground your wire on the painted surface, you might not get a good connection. So I loosened it, slid it back in there so the eyelet is right against the engine block. So I'm going to route these. I'm going to make sure and keep everything away from the sprocket and chain. So I'm going to take them both over the back side, get them zip tied out of the way, and get everything hooked up to the battery. And we'll give it a try, give it a test run, and see how everything goes. All right, I got that battery mounted in there, and so you can zoom down in there. I got the battery strap that they supply you in your kit. I got that put on, and I put the nuts and bolts. Let me get it over here. I put the nuts and bolts. They were coming in from the side. I took the little nut out and the screw and put them in from the top. It's a lot easier to take you a long screwdriver and get in from the top than trying to get in from the back. So that's all secured. Got the ground strap done. I'll go back and tidy up all the wires here in just a minute. But let's see, make sure we get that in the way. That's for sure. Get back there. All right, that'll be good for testing purposes only. Let's see. I ain't ever had a crank up a mini bike from an electric start. So let's turn the gas on. I'll run it dry because I was gonna have this thing flipping all over the place. So that bowl fill up. Probably gonna give it a little choke. Let's see. Are we on up here on the handlebars? Let's see. Let's see. Is that on? Yeah. All right. Let's hit the key. And the way it's wired, so you could come over here if you wanted to and flip your headlights on. So you got to make sure and turn your headlights off. But that's it. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get all the wires all tidied up and zip tied real good, so make sure we don't get nothing in the interference with the sprocket, you know, and all that good stuff. I'm gonna run them under the main positive, run back underneath the edge of the fan shroud down there, and get everything zip tied. remove that voltage regulator because you don't need that. And that way I can start getting this thing put back together. So we'll take a look at it here in a minute. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, got it all put back together. Everything went snazzy. As you can see, I made the video, I did the video when I had everything apart. As you can see, we did a little tire changing. I put some old shoes that were off my Texas bike on it. They still had some decent tread, and I just think they look a lot more beefier than the factory tire. Factory tires are still good, but I think these with the real aggressive sidewall, they just bite a little bit better in my opinion. And we took the lowers off since we had the front end out of the way. Painted those blue. Kind of went with the blue theme since the engine was all blue. So hey, what do you think? I think it looks pretty good. And took all the swing arm stuff off. I even checked all the bolts before I took it off. Everything was right where I put it originally. Everything was still nice and tight. I actually took the clamps off and had to take this and whack it. It was so stuck to the frame. So fitment on this particular bike, everything was great. So if you get you a swing arm bike and you got the Tilley 212 electric start, I would definitely say that is a way cool way to go. First time I've ever had a mini bike that you could just reach over, give it a little choke, hit the key, and take off. I know the wife's gonna love that for sure. And I got a bad rotator cup, so I really like it. You just hit the key and go. All right, this is take 2. Okay, this is gonna be a wrapped up video. We're gonna call this the end to an ending. But anyway, this thing turned out great. I like how everything is nice, neat, compact as far as the battery box, and the battery fits down in there. Even if you have the tire on it, I think really all you need to do, easy access to install that, is take your seat off and everything just drops right back down into place. It was for me. So I think it's great. And it's real easy. Just go over there, stick the key in it, give it a little choke, crank it. It's awesome, especially when you got a bad rotator cuff like myself. I've never had an electric start mini bike before, so this is awesome. So I think it's a great upgrade to your bike. So if you got a 2 Tilley electric start, you can always take that battery and the bracket box that they have for your battery, and you can always adapt it to make it fit something else you got, go-kart, whatever. So check out the fine folks at Go Power Sports whenever you're down there placing your order. Scroll down to the very bottom, you'll see my link down there. If you click on that, lets them know that I sent you that way. And so that's all we're going to do for it now. We got some more things coming up. The exhaust on this thing is not going to cut it. It's a very beefy tank looking of a bike, and it just it's too quiet, folks. So I think the next thing we're going to do is I think we're going to do something with the exhaust. And I think we might put some risers on. I want to get those bars up a little bit higher. I like having a little bit more room. I could probably tilt them forward. We're going to work on that. So we're going to work on some bars, and we're definitely going to work on the exhaust. Maybe put the stage 1 breather on it, not for sure. As far as internally, this thing flies. I mean, it feels like I'm doing 75 miles an hour and I'm rolling through the neighborhood. So, but we're definitely going to do something with the exhaust. But I think it turned out great. So if there's anything else you think you might want to see me do to the Moto 212, hey, leave me a link below. And while you're down there, if you want to give me a thumbs up, if you like the video, you would greatly appreciate it. If you're new, go over there and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see it. Thank y'all very much for taking the time to watch. We'll see y'all folks in the next video. Y'all take care.